Hi everyone. My name is Z. I'm the fairy medicine woman and I am a seer, psychic, medium, tarot reader. I specifically focus on generational healing. So if you are here to join me in this reading, there's definitely going to be messages for you. So you might be a spiritual warrior. You might have messages from your ancestors that need to come through at the moment. And it's been a very interesting couple of days. I've actually heard a lot of messages. And it's almost like, because I have the spiritual warrior type energy in me, and you probably do too, we're getting like a very intense energy in terms of marching forward, going forward, creating change, manifesting change, becoming the people that we're supposed to be, the leaders that we're supposed to be. So there's going to be messages around that, I know, for today. And one of the songs that I've been hearing, and maybe one of you like to listen to the Beatles, or you're just an activist, or you have that kind of energy, or maybe you just like music in general. But one of the songs that I've been hearing, I'm blanking on the name right now. They're only playing a very specific part, and it's what is it? It's Time to Start a Revolution. Like da na 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 na, yeah, you know, like all that kind of stuff. And the message that I shared yesterday on my TikTok with Ma'at and becoming spiritual warriors and serving justice, I feel like very much so aligns with the energy that's coming out right now. So I just want to see what's going to come forward for you, because I'm getting like a lot of old ancestors, not like you know, a couple generations back. Like, these are ancestors that you've never met before. These are ancestors that are that probably had a similar path to you. Many of them could have been warriors depending on where they were stationed in the world. And I'm getting like, you're the spearhead. Okay, yeah. So they're saying it's time to rally. Like, it's time to rally and roll in terms of like what you can do on the spiritual side, and what you can do, Jesus stuff, give eternal life, what you can do in the spiritual side, and what you can do in the 3D realm. Again, if you haven't seen that Ma'at video, like, I feel like some of you have a very strong connection with Egypt, or are beginning to. If you haven't seen that video, check my page and watch it, because it's about balancing the scales and using your spirituality to also help other people. Beautiful glasses. Thank you so much. So the first card that came out, like, it's almost like there's an initiation going on with you right now. Like, maybe you're this is funny. Hope you're having an amazing, remember that you. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. It's wild with all these comments, because someone was just saying people are going to be acting buck. So the first card that came out is the King of Swords in reverse. So this is really an energy of like not taking the initiative, which is why I feel like I keep hearing those Beatles songs, because we are in a time collectively where we're kind of giving birth to this new earth. Ancestors are handing spiritual inheritances to you. Ancestors are gifting you with their own gifts. They're like clearing the way. They're tearing down anything that's like preventing you from receiving reparations. And like, literally, did you all see the post today, wherever you're from California, about Gavin Newsom and talking about reparations? Like, the ancestors are working overtime to help you, and so they're asking you to step forward more into a King of Swords energy. So when I see this card reversed, this really just reminds me of like, it's time for you to put your crown on. Like, there is no more, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know. The ancestors are like, you're ready. They're like, you're completely ready. Don't even worry about it. I'm having trouble reading these messages. Thank you so much. You are beautiful too. The tat and glasses. Thank you so much. So just remember that you are ready and now's the time. Ask them for help. Ask them to strengthen you right now. And also another message that has, yeah, look at, we have Page of Swords on the bottom. So ask them to help strengthen your physical body, because I'm seeing a lot of spiritual leaders, especially on YouTube, doing ancestor readings and like that, but they're not telling you how to actually hold the energetic capacity to do the spiritual work, like connecting with Ma'at or like connecting with other deities, so that you can channel this pure energy and then move forward and manifest abundance, prosperity, that new home, whatever, millions of dollars, this path that is waiting for you, that the ancestors are literally like, I'm getting like they're like pulling it in for you. So if this is resonating, go ahead and tap the video for me so it can also get to other folks to make sure that they receive their messages. So come into this energy like they know that in the past maybe it's been a little bit harder to be decisive about what you wanted to do with your life, but now is a perfect time for you to move forward. And they're like, you don't have to think about it in the traditional way of like, I'm gonna apply for this job, I'm gonna like do X, Y, and Z. The ancestors are literally gonna guide you to help you do that. So they're gonna put opportunities in front of you, and they're gonna come out of nowhere, and they're gonna be really fucking weird, and they're just saying, just trust. Don't think about the outcome, but it's time for you to be in your revolutionary energy. Like, you're revolutionizing yourself, you're revolutionizing your family line so that it can create something completely brand new. Like, this is from scratch. The ancestors are like, we're tearing that shit down and we're just going forward, right? If you have specific questions, you can go ahead and book a personal reading. The link is in my bio, and there's a text version as well. If you just message me, I will help you out with that. So no more of this like contemplating for way too long. You've been in a reflective state in your life where you know, they really wanted you to sit down and take apart what was going on in your family, take apart what was going on in your relationships, take apart what was going on in your finances, so that you can like really learn, be this like what's the word, trailblazer. Yeah, trailblazer of your family line. They're saying it's time for you to come out of that energy and start to move forward, right? Because we also have the Devil card in reverse, right? This is a really good sign, because this is also like right next to this card, right after, it's also showing me that you've come out of this energy, and now they're like, okay, you've done it. Now like take the steps to move forward, take the steps to like create the business that you want to create. And I'm also getting like, some of you have ideas around like food and like cooking and like the food industry, and like it's very specific, like healing parts of that for your family line. But it's almost like they're saying, do the thing that makes you happy, because it's going to revolutionize your whole entire family. And just you doing what you love is going to inspire somebody else to do it as well, right? And that is how we really like start to change the world. And then we channel more ideas, right? Because we're not just like, yes, one-on-one. We're not just like singular people. We're not binary people. So you see a lot of activists and healers who are also artists and singers and dancers who like to cook, who like to innovate things, who are herbalists, right? They're saying like, there's so many facets of you that you haven't seen yet. And so now it's time for you to just go, whatever it is. If it's like, if you want to open a winery right now, open a winery and do whatever you want to do. Like, if you feel called to be an event planner, like I'm sure like many of you are artists. Like, I feel like a ton of people who are on my page are artists trying to figure out how to actually make it a sustainable living. And if that's one of you, feel free to join my Discord. There's other artists and activists in there, but this is a really good sign. And then this other card, this is funny. So we have the Death card in reverse. This has been coming up a lot right now. Thank you so much for the likes. I really appreciate it. This has been coming up a lot right now in terms of having something in your life, even people in your life who need to be removed, or having like, if you run your own business, there could be aspects in your business that need to go, like fully need to go. Whether or not they're going to come back down the road, that's a different story. But right now, Spirit's like, you can't do everything. You can't do everything. And so you have to choose one or two things that you are completely loving right now. And they're likely going to be two things you've never ever done before. And they're like, don't worry, we got you. You're going to be totally fine, but you have to let it go so something can move in. And for example, like recently, you know, I started letting go of a lot of my coaching business because I'm bringing it back later. The minute I did that, I got an opportunity overseas and now I'm out. So it's like, you have to let go, even if you don't see the path ahead, even if you don't know what's going to happen, because they're saying they're going to take care of you. Literally at the bottom of the deck, we have the Judgment card, right? So this is your time to make the decision for yourself, but you have to. Today's also 9/29, and when I hear that number, when I receive that number, and like they give me visions about that number, it's a choice number. Like you have to decide one or the other, right? Even if you look at the number itself, you have a 9 and a 2, and a 9 and a 2 is like decisions, and you have a 9 and a 9. You have two cycles. Like you have to pick one or the other, so you can move forward into your prosperity, into your abundance. And if for some reason you're having trouble making these decisions, Spirit's like, get outside, put your feet on the earth, put your hands into the earth, get into the water so you can make this decision. Be away from people, because this is a decision that you have to make on your own. This is not a decision that the ancestors are going to tell you the answer to. This is not a decision that your family's going to be able to tell you. Like, this is a soul decision. Like, I'm getting very much so, look at this card. This is a soul decision, something that you need to walk away from so that they can carry you off into your new beginning. And what I have here too along this decision is the 5 of Swords. So you could have had people in your, definitely your ancestors. You could have had people in your past who have been like persuading you to move in a certain direction because they were benefiting from something like you were giving them, whether it was an energetic benefit, right? Like the minute you start creating those boundaries, they start going, whoa, like they freak out, or it's literal family. All your life. It's literal family members. Like I'm getting heavy family members, heavy like parental figures, or people in your community that folks look to. They may not always take their advice, but like there's some sort of head of a family, or just are extremely vocal and have that energy. And so you're like, this time in my life, I'm not doing anything you're telling me to do, right? Like, yes. Okay. So it's resonating. So they're saying like, there's things about these people that you need to not listen to this time. Like you need to not turn to them for answers, because this is a soul decision. This is a decision where you have to tap into who you are, who you've been, and where you want to go. Your soul always knows. Yeah, it's a mom. Moms, they're always fucking angry, I swear. I hope that you were able to get through that, and just, I hope you're doing okay. Mother wounds are very, very intense. Because you're choosing yourself. Also, side note, many of us right now over the last couple of months, maybe 2 months, have also been sent back home, or sent back to our mothers, or in their energy, so we can heal these mother wounds. Because the creation energy that we are needing for this world and for ourselves to be able to manifest and create deep generational wealth comes from our mother. Like, or a mother figure, or a femme figure, right? And it doesn't have to, like, even if you've had people who have passed, or maybe you didn't have a mother figure, it could be someone you look up to that kind of gave you the nurturing energy that a mother or a femme or a figurehead would have been. So you have to understand that they're never going to reveal all of their cards. They're never going to be in your shoes. They're never going to understand what you're going through. And one of the things that I was getting on my run for today's reading was that Rumi quote. What is it? It's like never take advice from those who have never left home. So that is something that you need to remember. She told me what she did. She just needs to get over, and she won't take accountability. Yeah, accountability is really hard for people, like, especially if they've been living by their own rules, their own way. They're like, they've never seen anybody that's done healing. And if you're like, no, I'm going to do my healing, I'm going to go my own way, I'm going to trust that everything's going to be okay, like I'm going to be just fine, and I don't actually have to talk to you all the time, that's just something you think I have to do, they're going to be up in arms about it, fully up in arms. And that's okay. They need to be, because they need to face their healing. They need to face their shadows. It is not our jobs as like children of them to do their healing for them. It's actually very incestuous. Like it's very, it's not a good sign. And so like whenever that has happened to me, I cut the conversation, and I'm like, we're on two completely different pages. Like I send you all the love and gratitude, but I need to continue to do what I'm doing, right? Because it's like, no. But also, hi, Grand Rising. And also for yourself, because another message that was coming through was finding forgiveness for these people. You don't have to tell them, but finding forgiveness and peace within yourself so you can actually move forward. That has been the hardest shit for me. Like, I feel like once a year I'm like, damn, I gotta forgive more people, because it'll hold you back. It'll hold your money back. It'll hold your energy back. It'll hold all of your finances. Yeah, see, like it's like you have to find forgiveness for them. And sometimes I have to say it to me before I come inside, because I visit my family every once in a while, a few times throughout the year, not all the time, and I like have to tell myself, and I close my eyes and I say, I forgive you for X, Y, and Z. I forgive them. I forgive them. I send them love and happiness. I forgive them. And I just like visualize it, because I have to be able to do that. Otherwise I'm gonna open that door and be like, oh, fire is gonna just come out of my mouth, right? Because it's like I'm gonna calm down, I want to heal, and I do wish them love and happiness. And the one thing we also have to remember is that our energy will create a reality, right? So I knew somebody else who went home around the same time to their parents, and their reality was very different. And it was also because they weren't willing to be open to healing, right? So thank you so much. They weren't willing to be open to healing, so they couldn't even generate energy to feel like, to like forgive. The minute I did that, it was like my family could feel that something was different, right? And then they started to approach me like, hey, do you want to like go do X, Y, and Z? And I was like, yes, forgiveness, right? Keep going, turn the page. Like if they're gonna be mad, it's okay. Like you don't want to put yourself in any horrible situation, but I also want you, and they want you, to find that forgiveness for them regardless. Like you don't have to do it for them, it's for you only, it's for this world only, right? They're gonna reap what they sow if they haven't already, unfortunately. And I've been trying to help people out, but it's not on you to help. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any comments. If you want a personal reading, you can go to my bio. First time here for Collective. Hi, Nadine. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. So just make sure that you can do this for yourself. So let's pull a couple more cards, because I feel like there's some other readings that are coming out. They're also talking about love. They're all here in my ear, like love. Someone's been asking about love, or like is wanting love, like genuine love, whether it's from a soul tribe or whether it's from like your job. Like not that you need love from your job, but like a love for your job. I'm so glad it resonates. Yay. A love for your job, a love for who you are, a love for the food on your table. Like there's this, like, I'm getting a lot of soul desires of like, I want to wake up and feel love. Like I want to look in the mirror and love myself. I want to look in the mirror and love my friends and family. I want to look in the mirror and just like love what I do, because it feels so good. So this was my first time as well, and I definitely oh yay, I'm so glad everyone's here. I also have a Discord that I started, so you're welcome to join. Look at the bottom, making decisions. Going back to that soul. So we also have the 8 of Pentacles. So this is really working hard, but I'm also getting from the ancestors and the guides that I also work with, your guides, a lot of Michael today. If you haven't if you haven't lit a red candle for Archangel Michael, I would do that. Today is his feast day. So it's an amazing day to kind of protect your own decision, protect your energy. But this is also about working really hard, and the ancestors are also acknowledging that you've been working so hard, and they feel you and they see you. Like, that's why there's all these pentacles lines up, and you're about to reap like everything that you've been building, which is why they're like, just make sure you're in a good energy so you can receive what you deserve. Like, you deserve happiness. You deserve a soul tribe. You deserve to go on vacation. You deserve to be able to buy groceries without worrying how you're gonna pay for your bill. Look, I burned one this. Yay, amazing. Yeah, I love that. Look at this. Look at this, the World card. This is also just confirmation. If you haven't burned your red candle today, do a little prayer to Archangel Michael. I know it took me a minute to heal my religious trauma. I'm not even going to lie, because I talk about it in my book and the journey that I had. But the protection and the great thing about Michael is he works for like everybody. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, Michael will show up regardless. That's the energy that you want in your life. You have a freaking world card. So this, like, the world is your oyster right now. So don't be afraid to just jump in and go on this journey to get to know yourself. Go on this journey to discovering who you are. Make this decision unapologetically for yourself. Like, I literally hear someone on the side like, only for you, honey, nobody else. Like, that's just what I hear. Only for you, honey, nobody else. Like, if you could make any decision you wanted to make today, what would it be? If you didn't worry about anybody else, even if you have children, even if you, like, what do you want to do? What do you want? What do you want to call in? What are you manifesting, right? We're also officially in eclipse season. So it's time to let go of what's not serving you and a large part of your family. Like, and I always tell people, and this is sometimes the hardest thing about generational healing, you can't do generational healing around your family. It doesn't work, because you cannot be in the energy that traumatized you. And people tend to think that if you are going to heal and do all these manifestations, you have to be around your family, or it's like you have to keep the connection. You cannot. It is impossible to do, because the one space that traumatized you, that sculpted you, there's no way for you to get an unbiased look at your family and understand your soul and your own, I said that face, understand your soul and your energy if you are talking to them every single day. And I would have to tell my family the same thing. I would tell them that I needed space. I would tell them now is not the time. When I got divorced, I made very strict rules. I was like, no one is to talk about my divorce unless it comes out of my mouth. And if you come in contact with anybody else, send them my way. Do not say anything. And I'm taking a peaceful, like, however many months that I need to find myself and heal, right? Like, the ancestors need you to have ownership over who you are and your life. Like, you are a spiritual warrior. Like, that is what they're saying. Be the warrior. Wear your crown. Put your spears and your swords on your back and go out with the biggest fucking hug, right? Like, people think that when you're a spiritual warrior, you're all hardened. No, spiritual warriors are warriors because they know how to love. They know what they're fighting for. They don't fight from anger. They don't fight from sadness. They don't fight from like frustration. They fight from a place of love and for generations. You are a spiritual warrior, so do not forget that. My head is literally tingling. I've been staying with a sibling and I'm definitely on my way out. Yeah, you have to, especially if your soul is being called someplace else. Like, you literally have to be in a different environment. I'm leaving as well. I did my healing, and it's been a really interesting journey because I have 2 dogs and I have to rehome them, but it's what the ancestors are asking me to do because I have to go overseas and talk. I have to do this spiritual journey. I have to teach and lead people, and I can't do it from here. Like, I have to find them homes, and I'm a trainer, so I'm training them to make sure they're okay with children and like all sorts of things. Oh, you have 3 kids. Oh, amazing. you move, are you all with your sibling? Just curious. You don't have to tell me if it's I get distracted. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm getting all up in your business. Let's actually go into love really quickly. So I'm going to use my love deck because this is a mix of platonic and not platonic. So you may have something coming in for you that is going to plop out of the sky. Two of them are, oh, cool. Amazing. I hope that they are all doing well. Keep choosing yourself. Like, let this be a confirmation that you're doing the right thing. They're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Everything is good. The ancestors got you so hard on the other side. Like, I'm getting the sense that they're literally watching 24/7. And if they're not watching, someone else is watching. Like, my friend and I talk about this all the time because we're both mediums. If her ancestors are off doing something, my ancestors step in and my deities pop in to help. Like, it's, yeah, I'm so glad you feel it. Yeah, like, lean into that safety because you're completely fine, but it's time, it's that decision, whatever that soul decision is for you, because I'm not picking up on the exact, like, question or what it is. Each of you has a soul mission and a soul question you need to answer, and it has to be answered today. It's 9:29, right? And you can work on it over the next couple of days as we're like in this eclipse energy. So let's see what wants to come out from this deck. Unseen. Love can be blind. Ensure you're not overlooking red flags. So this can go back to what may need to be cut. A message that I'm getting too is that some of you might be manifesting love, but be mindful of how you manifest, right? Because sometimes we'll come across multiple relationships in our life that resemble almost what we want, but it's not quite what we want. And sometimes our ancestors in the universe will plot people in front of us as like are you using your discernment? So if there's anybody in your life, maybe you've gone on dates or you've been like kind of talking with them, or like multiple people, they're saying pay attention to the red flags. And this can also be platonic. If you're out making friends, yeah, don't settle anymore. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Like, do not settle anymore, because you're so high frequency and you're calling in such an abundant, like, prosperous lifestyle that this person or people who are going to be coming into your life are going to be just like you. They're gonna be just like you, and you won't even have to explain anything. Tired of being tested. But this is the home stretch, and I'll just say, like, the tests are a journey and they're just gonna keep on coming. So I mean, tests are, to me, an amazing like way to gauge where I'm at on my journey and understand that something really fucking enormous is about to come, like really big. That's usually what happens. Like, I'm like, okay, they be testing me hard right now, and then all of a sudden something happens the next day, and I'm like, so I take it with patience, and I take it with pride, and I take it with gratitude. So let's pull, this one is like stuck. I'm just gonna pull it out. Window. A new adventure in love is coming, so get ready. Look how pretty this card is. Also, buy yourself some flowers. I buy flowers every Sunday, and I know some of you say you're dating yourself. So if you haven't bought yourself some flowers, or like spritzed your room, or done something for yourself, do that, because the energy of pinks and purples and reds, like fall colors, are really gonna open up your heart chakra and help you make this decision, because that's where it needs to come from. That's where your soul is. But you have a new adventure coming, and this feels like love. This is partnership. This is like, thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts. This is really like someone who's not gonna question you. Like, not that people can't ask questions, but they're not gonna question you in a condescending way. Pink and purple are my favorite colors. See? Meant to be here. Loving it. My whole desk, you can't really see it right now, but my chair, but like my whole desk is also pink. And so are my headphones. I hope so, because I'm really over it. Yeah. And you know, like, try to stay as elevated as possible. Release right now as much as you can. Turn that hope into it's already done. Anytime I work with my clients and we're working on manifestations, the minute they shift into I'm with my partner, it's already done, they're like, oh, someone asked me on a date yesterday, and then they're off on a thing. So it's like, transform your hope and alchemize it into something so powerful, especially with the eclipse right now. Again, like, you're all spiritual warriors and you're very, very tapped in. Like, my energy only finds really, really strong people with very strong energy. So you can manifest this, but you have to be in the energy of it's already done. Yes, love to you, that face. It's already done. It's already done. And if you need to sit down and script, like write down in your journal the details of the person or people you are calling into your life, write it down in detail. Like, how do they talk to you? How do you feel? Do they like text you at 3 a.m. or do they let you sleep? Right? Like, what do you want it to look like? I just get discouraged from what I see. Yeah. And you know what? Like, that's okay. And I feel like there's a balance between like allowing the discouraged to come up, but also understanding like, why is it that I feel discouraged and why is it that I feel a little hopeless about love? So you can feel it and release it. Because if it keeps coming back, it means it's not fully being addressed. So if you're still feeling that discouragement, bring it up and feel it. Like, allow it to be an energy that is ready to go, right? And one thing that I always teach my clients too is that you can embrace that energy, meditate with it, thank it for teaching you that maybe sometimes we have to protect ourselves, right? But on this new journey, you're going to protect yourself in a different way, and you're calling in love, and you're calling in trust, and you're calling in a surrender, and you're allowing your ancestors and your deities and spirit to guide you to the people who are meant for you. But you have to let go of that feeling, right? What is her name? Tafadzwa Bedesasa. Like, they say, like, basically along the lines of when we get stuck in that cycle, even if it looks a little bit different, it's because of our inaction, right? Even if we are healing, there's still that inaction of not healing what actually needs to be healed. And why is it feels that way, right? Let me look at this really good. I'm ready in love for 3 years. Yay! Love is coming to you, Marty. I'm glad you show gratitude so much. You make them or your name, then writing, or what you want it to be. Oh yeah. So if you're scripting for people you want to call in, one of the things that I always do is I imagine, like, I do it with my tribe, and then I do it with like a romantic relationship. I meditate with myself and I visualize what my life would look like with them. And that's how I start writing. You don't really need their names, honestly. And my whole thing is that the way that time works and the way the ancestors work, sometimes even if you have someone in mind, it doesn't mean that energy isn't going to shift. And I know a lot of people are asking about old lovers or connections and things like that, but it can change in 2 seconds, like, because of free will and contracts. So they can break a contract, and then maybe you were meant to be together, but you're not going to be together this time. You're going to, like, your ancestors are sending you someone else, or spirit sending you someone else, because you have infinite number of soulmates. Okay. Yeah. So I would definitely just write down, you can write down what you want them to look like. If you have a strong, like, visualization around that, do it. Like, absolutely do it. I don't write down features. I'm really tapped into my feelings. I'm really good at visualization. So use whatever your intuitive skills are to help you manifest this partner, and then let it go. Like, fully let it go. You don't need to, like, obsess over it. You just have to keep focusing on yourself, because partners always come when you focus on yourself, like, full ass, when you choose yourself. Like, you choosing yourself is already the best thing that you can do. I was with my twin flame, and someone was telling me he was my person and he would get right. Yeah, I mean, so I did a video on actual twin flames, one where I told her I feel like he missed the opportunity. Yeah, so, like, sometimes. So so you can have a twin flame and a divine counterpart and soulmate. Like, you can have more than one, because also one thing that spirit always says is that spirit's never going to leave you alone. And twin flames and like other counterparts, like twin flames are obviously going to be really intense. And sometimes you think this person's your twin flame, but they could just be someone you have a very strong contract with that you've been with many, many times before, and they're not your twin flame. But I think that because of social media, people think that because things feel really intense, they could be your twin flame. You can always ask spirit about it. But yeah, you can have a twin flame, but you can have multiple soulmates. You can, like, whatever it is. And one of the things my mentor also taught me is I would write down what it is I wanted. Like, did I want a twin flame or did I want a soulmate? Like, you can write that. You can choose which one you want. They're very different. Your connection is different, but you will receive what you are wanting. Let me read this. He missed the opportunity. Yeah, sometimes they miss opportunities because of free will. But what about the one you're dealing with and seems nothing happened but distraction, missed chance, and he did? Yeah, so honestly, the energy from this reading is to focus on yourself. Like, don't focus on any sort of relationship, because there's a decision that needs to be made for your soul. Once you make that decision, your soul is going to tell you if you should interact with this person. Guarantee you, if you are questioning anybody in your life, it's probably someone you shouldn't be around. Like, full honesty. Yeah, so a twin flame is going to be extremely passionate. Their journey is going to be a little weird. Actually, journey can be weird for both, but it's going to take more patience and a lot more work when it terms of communicating. In terms of like receiving synchronicities and things like that, the connection to your soulmate can be just as strong, like fully just as strong. But your twin flame is literally, as it sounds, like flamey passion, and will like light your soul on fire. Soulmates can do the same thing, but not the same as your twin flame, because you're very similar. Even if you look literally polar opposites, you could have the same soul energy that recognize each other. And so it's your soul love that connects you and ignites that passion. And soulmates you can have connections with in other lifetimes too, but you're closer with your twin. But sometimes people don't always meet their twin in this lifetime or like another lifetime, because their twin was doing something else, or because you decided to do something else and you chose a different path and free will and all these things. And all of a sudden people are like, I want a twin flame. Then they're like, okay, well, manifest it. We connect. Hold on, let me read this. We connect like magnets, and he knows it because chooses others over me. Yeah. Anybody who chooses anybody over you, ain't it? That's my rule. It's literally my rule. I had to make that decision recently again, and I was like, no. First choice or no choice. Right? Like, because in the last reading I had said it was also about the family that I was, it's also about the family that I'm bringing into this world. And I will not on any level explain to my future children, because I've had a miscarriage before, and so there's a lot of healing that I need to do and reflect for myself. Yeah, refuse to be an option. I refuse to bring children into this world and tell them that I allowed myself to sit and wait for this person to choose me, because not for one day do I want them to believe that they are an option. So I nipped it in the butt quickly. And sometimes you have to rely on something outside of yourself to help you cut these ties, right? When it comes to generational healing. Because I imagine myself as when I was younger, because kids are always listening, right? Kids want to know, like, how'd you meet? All the things, like, blah, blah, blah. People are going to talk about it because I can't stop talking. And it's like, the message that I would send to them would be, stick around for toxic people. Hell no. It ain't gonna happen. Like, it ain't gonna happen. But I had to go on this journey of healing, going through a divorce and doing all these things so that I could get to that point of like, it's about me, but it's also about the future. So the future is going to feel respected and have higher standards than I had 2 years ago. Definitely. And I had to set an example for my daughter. Yeah, like we are the example. We're literally creating other generations. And so we have to make the decision and understand how we are impacting others. Be hopeful. You are hopeful. I can feel your hope. I can feel your hope. Take care of yourself. You should take yourself on like a date night, or like I'm getting like the float spas. I don't know where you're located, but float spas are so amazing. If you can, like, they're one of the most soothing things to my soul, and I feel like everyone on my channel is heavily connected to water. Yeah, take yourself out, get like whatever meal you want to eat, get yourself some flowers, go to the salt spot, like just clear your schedule. Like anytime that I sense myself, and I tell my clients, if you are feeling hopeless or feeling like you can't move to the next stage, like drop everything. Like clear. Like if you have the ability to fully clear your schedule, fully clear it and tend to yourself only. Like tend to yourself only. Turn your phone off. Don't text people. Be careful what you're listening to so you can fill your cup back up. Connect with your ancestors, right? Like, because we have a tendency, which is why generational healing is so important, to keep pouring into other people, even when we feel traumatized, even when we feel sad, even when we feel like we don't want to talk to anybody. Like, especially as femmes, we keep going. Yeah, stopped eating. Same. I had a like eating disorder. It always, like, we have to understand and see the warning signs for ourselves. Yay. I like, please let me know how it goes. Like rule number 1, like scrap everything, because at the end of the day, like you are the most important thing. Like full ass, you are the most important thing. Nothing else matters. And as long as you have some water and some food to take care of yourself, start with that, and then you build on for yourself. Everybody else comes last. Yeah, so not eating is very, 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 very rough. And yeah, so it depends. If you've like fully stopped eating, it could be because of stress. Some people right now are eating a little bit lighter because of energy work. But if you're fully not eating, it's trauma. Like it's a lot of trauma. And this would happen to me when I was really depressed, because it was like my body couldn't even get itself together enough to process anything, to the point where I was so numb. I couldn't feel anything. Like hunger, thirst, like all I felt was tired. And so your eating habits are going to reflect that. And something that I always suggest, even if you have depression, no matter what, first thing in the morning, drink a cup of warm water. That was like my 911. I need to save myself. I still drink warm water every day. I keep it like by my desk, like first thing in the morning. Like don't do anything else. Just go get a cup of warm water. If you have a Nalgene, put warm water in there, drink it, because what it does, it brings your nervous system back down to earth. Like it roots you back into your body. Not only that, it'll wake up your digestion. So it'll help you start to feel hunger. It tells your digestion it's time to move, right? So even when I was like depressed, not able to get out of bed, I had my warm water, and eventually I could feel hunger, and I would be like, okay, my body needs food. Now I'm feeling uncomfortable. So now I have to get up and do something about it. So drink your warm water first thing in the morning, and it's going to help with inflammation. It's going to push out anything that's been stagnant in there. And then do gentle movement, like first thing in the morning. Like you can even drink your water in the sunshine, like whatever it is, sunshine, warm water first thing in the morning. It's going to help uplift you and get you eating again, because it's really important that you are eating as much as you can, or as much as your body is asking you to eat. Right now, especially with this portal, there's so much being released, and there's so much happening in the world that the food is going to anchor you in and give you the energy that you need to manifest and call in everything that you're desiring, including love, including self-love, empowerment, healing your ancestors. So I wouldn't, and like when you start to eat too, I wouldn't worry about how much you're eating, because again, like it changes for everybody, and the ancestors ate very differently. I eat when I feel hungry, and if I don't eat until the end of the day, then I don't eat till the end of the day. And then tomorrow, if I eat 4 meals because I ran 8 miles, like then that's what my day is. Just be gentle on yourself, but like please, please, please drink warm water, and let me know in the chat, is that something that you feel like you can incorporate first thing in the morning? Because it's literally the most amazing thing. I've had clients who have had very traumatic past, even going into like trafficking and things like that, and the warm water and nourishing the body and like getting like eventually after your warm water, if you want hydration right throughout the day, because likely if you're not eating and you're not drinking enough, you're dehydrated. So if you just mix water with like Himalayan salt and some lime and a little bit of maple syrup, it's Ayurvedic, and it's gonna nourish you. So it's gonna give your body what it needs in a really gentle way so you can work up to eating. You're so welcome. So like, let me know. I'll try that tomorrow. I only do cold coffee in the morning and never eat for the entire day. Yeah, so that's the opposite of what you really want to be doing for your body. So first thing in the morning, the digestion is waking up, and especially if you're feeling hopeless, I would have the coffee warm later, or at least have your warm water first thing in the morning, because coffee cold first thing in the morning is like swallowing thumbtacks first thing in the morning for your digestion. Like your food should be warm and soft, and it should be smaller portions, and your water needs to be warm. Anything cold, it's literally it shocks your system, so it doesn't give it any benefit like whatsoever. It does the opposite of what you really need in the morning. Let me see. Feeling is only in the gut. Hibiscus tea is amazing. Hibiscus tea. Yeah. But honestly, all of you, first thing in the morning, cup of warm water, and then you have your flavored things. Yeah. So ginger tea is also good depending on your body. I love ginger tea. Literally everybody, I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life. If you just start your day with a cup of warm water and then you drink your tea or then you drink your ginger, is literally gonna change your life. Like your inflammation's gonna be gone. You're not gonna have like busy minds, and then you're gonna see over time your body's gonna start craving warm water throughout the day, because it's like, oh, I'm grounded, my inflammation's down, and this feels really good because it's pure. It's just water. Like it's just water. Because as you start to add things to it, it does different things to your body. So first thing in the morning, as your energy wakes up, as your body wakes up, you want it to have the purest thing possible, which is water, right? Oh, hell yeah. I'm all over sea moss. And I need a soursop. Yes, soursop. Like so good for you. I used to have so much soursop when I was in Charlotte. Like I was always at the juice place like, hey, you have soursop in today? And they're like, oh, it changes by the week. And I was like, okay, you let me know. You text me. I'll be right here. I live down the street. Like it'll change your life. So I'm loving all these questions too. So let me know if this is resonating. You can like or comment below, just so I know. Aside from my tarot reading, I do generational healing and Ayurvedic practices, and I work with people's bodies. Like that's a part of my gifts. Like I can, like a lot of my friends, I'll send them messages all the time, like randomly, and be like, stop eating that banana. And they're like, how did you know? And it's like, it's causing you issues. Like that's just a part of my gift. Like I just know. I just love it. So if you have questions, always drop them below. I'm always here to help. So this one came up again. We were just talking about this. So another love card, settling. Avoid settling for less than you deserve in love. So this is a huge, 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 huge reminder. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for all the gifts. We talked about this, but just ensure that as we move forward, as we're manifesting, do not settle. Like, you are royalty. You are a spiritual warrior. You deserve the absolute best. This is your golden era. So remember that. Get yourself a gold ring if you want to. Oh, we have butterfly. So you will meet a new love interest at a party or night out. Look how cool this card is. So don't be afraid to go social or go be social. And I feel like this has to do with taking action and being visible. So if you are getting invites to something, or I love butterflies too. I literally have them all over in my ring. If you are getting invites to birthdays, weddings, social events, go, because you never know what might happen there, right? The ancestors in spirit do this all the fucking time. Like, how many times, someone just told me a story, they're like, oh, the one time I didn't go out, do you know what happened? And I was like, that's because the ancestors were trying to get you outside and you decided to not go. So it's like, be mindful, obviously, to the events you go to, but if you're manifesting love, how do you expect them to find you? Right? Like, we have to be visible. Like, you have to be visible. You have to be putting yourself out there so they can actually like spot you and find you and go talk to you. Or you go to a sequence of events and then boom, you run into them. Or someone connects you to someone else and X, Y, and Z. So you may meet someone at a party, so go outside. And then for the last love card, we have charisma. Love flows to you. You radiate charisma and charm. This is so sweet. So celebrate yourself and know that you are just the most eloquent royal you have ever met, and really embrace that, right? And it's okay to manifest someone who is also like that. You don't have to manifest someone again and settle for them not articulating themselves to you in the way, like, you know, it's a language thing is a whole different thing, but like in a way where you want to be I don't know what that was. I always get restrictions. But anyways, take care of yourself, family. I feel like I'm going to have to sign off because I keep getting wordings and my page is always being watched. But make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Manifest the life that you desire. And I'm so glad that you were here. Follow along on my page. I really felt called to do this reading today. And let me know if you have questions. I'm here for you. I'm sending you lots of love. And if you have Ayurvedic needs, message me as well. I have a YouTube, I have this channel, and I have my Instagram. So I'm sending you lots of love. Sorry to jump, but I'm getting so many things right now. And you just go with the energy, right? Glad that this has resonated with all of you. Nice to meet you. See you later, friends.